Hey everyone, I'm Dan from JazzComposersPresent.com, an online space where composers, musicians, and listeners come together to celebrate the music we love. I'm joined today by Charles Pillow, saxophonist, woodwind doubler, composer, arranger, and saxophone professor at the Eastman School of Music. Charles is here to show us how to find inspiration from a simple folk melody.
Hi Dan, thanks for having me. So you can show the first slide, and this is the original melody to Yafet. It's a Miles Davis composition. That's on my new CD called Electric Miles. And the tune was named for Yafet Kodo, an actor known, among other things, as an evil genius, Dr. Kananga, in James Bond's Live and Let Die. Miles was a big fan. The melody is obviously very simple, 4 pitches primarily until the very last note. And that's the note that in the original, which we'll put a link in the bottom, that's the note that Miles instructed his players to kind of go radioactive and improvise. I changed that, and maybe you can show the next slide, Dan, to end on a B. Now, this kind of allowed me to create almost a first ending and a second ending. And I finally did get to the D, which is, of course, the only note not in the A pentatonic scale. But I sort of changed things, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So obviously this is a very simple, childlike type of melody, very unlike many of Miles's things from that era. He was trying to reach a wider audience, and this was recorded only 4 months after Bitches Brew. And of course, that was very successful, and group improvisation was key to the success of that. Okay, so you heard the melody played by bass clarinet, trombone, and light French horn pads underneath. And you'll see that the adjusted melody ends on the B, as I talked about before. And I'll save the high D for later. The melody kind of lingers to create a second ending. And basically, I'm trying to create form where no form previously existed. So again, to create interest and form, I created a bass line, also pentatonic in nature. You could say it's African sounding, and Yafet Kodo was of African descent, and I've got the bass, the acoustic bass, even though this project is Electric Miles, this is the only one that has acoustic bass. He's playing a low E, low F sharp, notes way down low to create kind of a relaxed, mellow vibe. And I had the keyboard playing a Moog, which was just indicative of the 70s. You heard the melody, and I added a counter line. The bass line is still there, creating a bed. The flute, you can hear, does finally play the high D in the original melody, so that's sort of like a third ending, so to speak. And that was the sort of the radioactive pitch that Miles instructed on the original for everybody to kind of improvise and create this group interaction, which was so instrumental in making Bitches Brew so successful. So instead of having such chaos, I just changed the tonality to G minor from A pentatonic. Far enough away, I think there's only a few two common tones, so that cascading saxes and brass thing was sort of just a little bit of imitation of some slight chaos. you heard sort of a tight French horn and flute pad. I kind of copied that, from Ravel's Mother Goose Suite. You hear about composers and arrangers always sort of borrowing things. So that's where that comes from. And the first time I heard it, it really tickled my ear. 3 French horns on an F sharp, G sharp, and an A, really tight, and low flute doubling one of the French horns and the chalumeau clarinet doubling the other. And that served as a harmonic bed. And that I wanted to create sort of a second or even third section of the tune, which wasn't related directly to the pentatonic melody, but had some pentatonic aspects of it, and kind of becomes a development section of the tune. So those are some of the devices that I use to try to create interest and form, and to develop a melody that can be adapted more to a jazz context. So thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
Thanks for watching today's mini lesson. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos down below. To watch our full-length events and participate in live Q&As with our presenting artists, head to jazzcomposerspresent.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.